Lord, give those gospel joy, even in their aloneness. Blanket them with your grace and loving kindness, to ward off the chill of rejection and loss of friends and family. Help them to feel your presence and trust that you are always with them. May this season of loneliness draw them ever closer to you. Because of Jesus I pray, Amen. God bless you and your loved ones. Stay safe. As we know, Nicki Minaj frauds have exposed this once before, but this is even more proof of the dark imagery behind it. Packed with imagery associated with the secret societies and the occult elite, Nicki Minaj's No Frauds video is a tribute to the secret rulers of the world. There is also a troubling coincidence relating to this video. It was filmed on Westminster Bridge only days before the terrorist attack. And what a surprise that is. This was filmed before the terrorist attack in London. See, I don't really pay attention to what goes on in London and that because, one, I don't live there. I live in England, and London is the most corrupt politics in the world. That's why I don't really focus on it. And two, the whole politics is controlled by the New World Order. So it seems weird, doesn't it, that this was filmed right before the terrorist attack. It's because it was planned. All these events are planned. It's connected to numerology, as I said in the past. If you don't know about numerology, the elite basically worship numbers as wisdom. So, when they'll basically plan an event on a certain number, a certain day. That's so you know. Warning, this article contains explicit language, which we know the song does. Nicki Minaj's song No Frauds is primarily a diss track aimed at Remy M.A.M., who released a month prior a diss song utterly insulting Minaj for 7 minutes. At one point, Remy A even takes the gloves off and mentions Nicki Minaj's brother, who is a convicted child molester. I didn't actually know this, but it's not really a surprise. It's disgusting, and if it is true, it's disgusting. Anyone who harms a child in that way, it's just really disgusting. It's vile. And even God's opinion on it, anyone who hurts my children shall be put to death. It's really, there's not really words to describe it because it's sick. And I guess a few words for the mums of young barbs. Guess who supports a child molester? Nicki Minaj. You paid for your brother's wedding. That's hella foul. How you spending money to support a pedophile? He a walking dead man sending threats to him. I guess that's why they call you Barbie. You was next to Ken, talking about your money, long and your foreign sick. Why you ain't helping your bro hide this from for sins? So as you say, she basically, well, obviously someone would protect the brother, but you wouldn't really protect somebody that's a convicted child molester. As I said, I won't really get into this because one, it is really, really disgusting. If you aren't aware of Nicki Minaj's weird family history, here's a quick sum up. Nicki Minaj's brother was arrested in December 2015 for child rape charges. Found his semen on the 12-year-old rape victim's clothes. He was released on. What a surprise. This is the justice system for you. This is why many paedophiles today get away with what they do, because the system's corrupt, and a lot of people in power are paedophile child molesters. This is why they get let free. Basically, no child is really safe, because the people in the parliament and that will let these people go. And then they'll go out and do it again. And they'll say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. These people that do this should be in prison for life. Because they're not... If you rape a child, you should be... Honestly, it's disgusting. Really, it should be the death penalty. I don't wish death on anyone, but hurting a child, there's no forgiving it. Even God won't really forgive it, because it's vile. 100 bail and rejected a plea deal of 15 years of life. He will face life in prison if convicted. He should face that because he raped a child. And we know the age of consent in the UK, which is just sick anyway. In the UK, the age of consent is 16, which is just messed up because 16 is still a minor. It really should be 18, but this is the system for you. After he was released on bail, the family went bowling and Nicki posted a selfie of the event on Instagram. Nicki also reportedly paid $30,000 for her brother's wedding. One of Nicki Minaj's alter ego is the Barbie, so she often refers to herself as Barbie. Ken dolls are male counterparts to Barbie dolls. Next to Ken is a homophone for next of kin, referring back to Remy. Also calls out to Nicki's young fanbase known as Barbs and urges their parents to take heed to criminal charges. I mean, of course she's going to support somebody that's a child molester though, because one, these people have sold the soul. They are part of the elite. This goes on behind closed doors. The elite are raping children, molesting children, abusing them for their sexual, disgusting pleasure. And nothing's ever said about it. Nothing ever will be, because the government hides it and goes, oh, this doesn't go on. These people that say this goes on, like Pizzagate, this doesn't go on. It's been going on for years. Paedophile rings have been around for honestly years. Pizzagate is nothing really new. That's just a way to hide what they're really doing. Paedophile rings have been around for generations. After release of, there was some pressure on Nicki Minaj to release a response to this lyrically violent Remy Ma song. The response came, but not in the form of a hardcore rap diss track. Nicki Minaj instead released a catchy, dancey single featuring rap superstars Drake and Lil Wayne. The people that are sellouts, they haven't sold the soul twice, they've already sold it. Where they dictate some words to Remy A, almost like a altar for. However, after one watches the video, a clear underlining message emerges from the song. Minaj doesn't really need to do battle raps with the likes of Remy A. Years ago, she sold out to the occult elite who control her career and guarantee her success for now. The video for No Frauds is indeed laced with all kinds of symbols associated with the occult elite, the British monarch. Let's look at the video. And as we see as well, D-Gen's Queen's Whore. The video begins with Nicki Minaj asserting that she's the degenerate queen. And if you don't know what degenerate means, I mean, it's basically like a hypocrite. Sorry, I meant degenerate queen. She then asked people to ask Ellen DeGeneres about her royal persona. Nicki Minaj has been a regular guest on show Who Is Herself, the queen of daytime TV. She's bragging about getting the sweet mass media exposure that the industry prawns profit from. While they are hot, at least she has apparently moved on from her previous persona, which was clearly inspired by Roman Polanski. As you might know, he directed the film Rosemary Baby about the coming of the Antichrist, and he was convicted for drugging and abusing a 13-year-old girl in 1977. I mean, there's a lot, it just seems like promotion of pedophiles here. With her Illuminati ball mask, her hands making horns, and the snakes on her dress, which I said in the past knew was snakes, Nicki Minaj appears to be an evil, vengeful, and demon-possessed queen. Well, she is demonly possessed. A lot of them are. Lil Wayne is possessed. The demon manifested itself on stage, live. His eyes went completely white, whitish yellow. No human being can put on contacts and that fast. He's possessed. In another shot, Minaj poses as a dignified queen, complete with a bejeweled crown on her head. Right from the start, there's a duality going on with Nicki Minaj, who embodies both a masked evil queen and a crowned heiress, showing a dignified face to the people. The camera then does a close-up on a sword that tells you everything that you need to know about this video. As you see as well, look at the top, the Knights Templars cross. It's the Knights Templars crossed also as well in the Roman Vatican. This is a Masonic dress sword. Inside the oval on the hilt of the sword is the symbol of the cross and crown. It is the main symbol representing the Knights Templars, one of the most ancient secret societies in Western occultism. Interesting fact, that symbol extra represents a male organ penetrating a female organ. See the sick agenda. This is the sick agenda behind the elite. Sex this, sex this, sex that. It's vile. This is what the elite are doing to keep man enslaved in pornography. This is why porn is free to view. That's why it's free. They want you viewing it, because when you view it, after a while, most people will have a sexual addiction to it. You'll see with most people that watch porn continuously will most likely fail in a relationship with a woman, because they've been brainwashed by the elite to think, oh, if I don't get sex from a woman, that I don't need her. It's the agenda of the Illuminati. They've done it basically to try and destroy families. Most relationships, like marriages, have been destroyed because of this. Because basically the man or the woman thinks that, oh, if I don't get sex, the woman's either cheating or I'll go find somebody else. It's all about sex. It's not about companionship, and it's not about any of that. A woman is not a sex object and never will be. It's just disgusting and the sick agenda, and you'll see in the media that all the time they promote lust. Like, there's a song that I came across, most people already know about it. It features The Weeknd and Lana D. I can't pronounce the name fully. Lust for Life. You'll see with that song, it's just promotion of lust. It's a rebellion against God. They want everybody stuck in lust because they know lust is the most powerful and hardest sin to break free because it's in the flesh. Interesting fact, the symbol represents, which is an allusion to sex magic. On each side of the sword's guard is a cross paddle, another ancient symbol representing the Knights Templar. As we say, we see the cross, the red cross. We see in the middle the red Knights Templars, and if you don't know, the Roman Vatican have this. Like we know the Pope. He basically has this red cross. And then if you look at Resident Evil, you'll see the exact same logo. Umbrella. There's a reason there's a connection, because it's been the agenda of the Illuminati for generations. Bioweapon. Basically creating an apocalypse zombie outbreak. But it can never happen. They've tried it, but it failed. They basically tried it with that Ebola, which was actually rabies. Well, as we see, it's on both sides. And then we have this. A similar sword found on a website auditioning off Masonic items. It is described as a Knights Templar Masonic sword with a screenshot, ivory handle and original chain. As you see the Masonic logo, then the crown and the cross. A Masonic ring with the symbol of the cross and crown, and 3 small crosses palette. Dress swords are used in Masonic rituals and ceremonies such as the initiation of a new candidate. As we know, somebody that basically joins this is how you know anybody that basically says, oh, you can join the Illuminati, but you can't. The Freemasons is not connected to the Illuminati. They are. If you want to be a part of the Illuminati, then again, these people are not even a part of the Illuminati. The elite are the Illuminati, hiding behind the scenes, telling the Freemasons what to do. The Freemasons bow down to the elite. This is the Brotherhood. You have to be accepted in the Brotherhood first to even sell your soul. Freemasonry, the Knights Templars, there's 13 families, 13 bloodlines. That's why they're so powerful today. Because everyone thinks it's just the elite. That's why they get away with what they do. People just think it's a bunch of 4 people sitting at a table. No. It's 13 families. Candidate taking obligation, commander of the temple. The Great Commander of the temple. An example of a Masonic ritual taken from an antique book of the Scottish Rite. See, this is where it mainly started, the Scottish. This is why they wear those skirt things, because it's connected to Freemasonry. As we know, the Freemasons basically ran to Scotland and France, then England, to basically set up what they did now. This Masonic ceremonial sword is not primarily featured in this Nicki Minaj video simply because it looks cool. It bears an important symbolic meaning, and it directly refers to secret societies and the occult elite. Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj are sitting on a Masonic chairs. The Masonic dress sword is structurally placed between them. The occult elite is what keeps them sitting on the throne of the music business. Exactly. So many people that say they've sold the soul twice. It's lies. You can't sell your soul twice. Once you've sold your soul and you're part of the brotherhood, always a part of the brotherhood, the only way out is death. But as we see the London, other shots in the video appear to focus on a specific theme, occult London. Here are some examples. It is 3 o'clock. Notice the 333. Notice it. I've exposed it in a video before. 333 has a occult meaning. This is how they work with numbers, numerology. This is basically the same what they did with 9/11. They put it in plain sight before it happened. So it was planned. It was proof that it was planned. 333. 333 simulates the death, resurrection, and burial of Jesus Christ. Basically, they believe that the Freemasons believe they can open the third eye and defeat death and be immortal. That's why they use the number 333, because they think that they can become like gods and be immortal and never die. But it's the 3 o'clock on Big Ben, 3 a.m. as we know what's 3 a.m. Known as the witching hour, and it's basically Jesus Christ, as we know, was supposed to be crucified at 3 p.m. So the occult basically changed that to a satanic meaning to 3 a.m. Basically, it's 3 a.m. is basically a way to mark when Jesus Christ was crucified. That's why you'll see the cross turned upside down, because that's what it means. It's basically a mockery to Jesus Christ. 3 a.m. is known in the cult circles as the devil's hour. In this shot, it is most likely 3 p.m., but the reference is still there. The 3 a.m. time slot is regarded by paranormal experts as a time when pure evil, either demons or entities from the spiritual world, make their presence felt. The thinking behind the specific time of 3 a.m. is that it is a deliberate mocking of the death of Jesus Christ, as I said, who, according to the ancient writings, died in the middle of the afternoon at 3 p.m. So as you see, this is why they do 3 a.m. It's a mockery to Christ. Physics believe that the veil between our world and the spirit world is lifted at this time, and our relaxed state of mind, especially in a state of deep sleep, may be more susceptible to paranormal activity, occult, devil's hour. Well, I can't admit, 3 a.m. does feel when you're alone at 3 a.m, it does feel very demonic, and feels like there's an evil presence around you. A shot of the gates of the Buckingham Palace adds to the occult elite visuals of the video. Some readers might ask what the royal family has to do with the occult elite. The answer is everything, because this is where it all started. King George VI left and the Duke of Kent right in full Masonic regalia. King George VI, after whom the movie King's Speech was inspired, was the father of Queen Elizabeth II. The Duke of Kent is Queen Elizabeth II's cousin and the Grand Master of the United Grand Lodge of England. So as you see, these lodges in England, they're all over the place, and many people still deny and say the Illuminati doesn't exist. I could go on for days about the tight, long-standing association between the royal family and the Freemasonry. Considering the occult content of the video, the following scene takes on an event stranger meaning. Minaj sits on the Westminster Bridge. On her dress are some of the elite's favourite symbols to identify industry pawns. A butterfly representing monarch programming and all-seeing eyes. This scene was filmed only days before the Westminster Bridge terror attack. It almost seems as if they knew that some kind of dark occult ritual was about to take place in this very spot. No, they didn't know. It was planned. They didn't know. It was planned. They planned it. They did it. It wasn't just some unknown group that went in and decided to attack the palace. I mean, it's so highly guarded. It's agenda to create fear. It's a game to these people. It's a way to enslave people, to get people to trust the government again, like always. Knew that some kind of ritual to take place. This fact that this video was released shortly after the attack did not sit well with some people who did not appreciate the fact that the footage of Nicki Minaj posing on the bridge like some kind of occult queen was not removed from the video. Why would they remove it? They don't care. They're putting in plain sight like they did with 9/11. Put it in movies and that years before, almost nearly 5 years before it even happened. In another scene, Minaj wears a bright red PVC outfit, confirming to the occult color code that conditionally appears in the mass media music videos as stated in several previous articles. Red is the color of blood sacrifice, which I've said many times, and it's also the color of death and blood. Minaj wearing the reddest thing that ever existed. Another color of the elite code is black, the color of indentation. In the music industry, the color black is nearly always associated with the extreme sexualization of the star. Nicki Minaj is dressed in black lace and looks like a streetwalker looking for a customer. Hint, she's not really a queen, as we are treated to this heavily symbolic imagery. Nicki Minaj disses Remy A, claiming that her cosmetic surgery did not make her hotter. You a fraud committing perjury. I got before and after pictures of your surgery. Ra took you to her doc, but you don't look like Ra. Left the operating table, she looked like nah. To be clear, in this song, we're hearing one female rapper who had major surgery done, including mass, as we know, fake butt implants, ridiculing the results of another rapper's surgery. Rap is going in bizarre directions. Then Drake comes on and shoots a few leftover disses to his one-time rival Meek Mills. He also does this, the devil horns. You know what that means. Then Lil Wayne comes on and reveals to the world that he's a dinosaur, some truly thought-provoking stuff. The video ends with an unsettling scene where Nicki apparently switches between being a dignified queen and a demonic queen. The occult elite also embodies this duality, acting a certain way for the cameras and another way behind the scenes. They are telling you that they have two faces, one that is adorned with jewels and dignity, another that is hidden with fraud and depravity. While the lyrics of No Frauds contain hints of typical rap battle, the imagery of the video heavily points to something deeper. Indeed, the video symbolically reveals that Minaj does not need to battle other rappers to secure her position as a rap queen. She's been securing her position for years, willingly being used by the elite to carry out its agenda, complete with the occult imagery, MK Ultra references, and so forth. As long as she's the elite pawn, she will, by default, get the financial backing and media exposure required to remain on the top of the game. However, all of this comes at a price. Indeed, as seen above, Minaj is extending a pretty puppet, dancing in pretty clothes, wearing the borrowed jewelry of her masters, who force her to celebrate their occult rituals, blood sacrifices, and mind control. And once you step into this realm, there is no going back. As Nicki sings in the songs, hook, you got a hook, pick a side, pick a side.